Hey guys, welcome back to the Aston Villa career mode. Now, in the last episode, Cast Your Minds Back, I asked you guys for your comments around who we could buy in defence, just because the defence has been horrible. Konsa and Mings, I am done with them. They've made so many mistakes. We lost that for last game against Wolves last time, and yeah, just things were not going so well. So what I've done is I've pulled together a little short list of defenders I think are worth going for. So I'm just going to show you through, and in this episode I am going to make the decisions about who we buy, but it was interesting to see some of your suggestions you'll see on this list here too. So we start off with Koundé, again a young defender, maybe taking a little bit of a chance on him, probably be a little bit more expensive because he's young. Same with Fofana, coming from another Premier League team, a little bit young. Is that what we need right now? I don't know. Tomori, again another young player from the Premier League, good pedigree in England, but again quite young. Is he the leader we need at the moment? And exactly the same can be said for Ben White. Again, maybe another prospect for the future, but right now, is he going to solve our problems? Possibly not. So here's where we go into some of the defenders who I think can solve our problems right now. Eric Bailly, a very seasoned player, but someone, as you can see there, that's injury prone. He's got high defensive work rate, but medium attacking. It's not too bad. 26 years old, lots of Premier League experience, so good option. Connor Cody, again, an absolute leader for Wolves, and would be huge for us if we could persuade him to move across the Midlands. Kurt Zouma, again another player who could definitely come in, lots of Premier League experience, but might be tough to pry him off Chelsea. And then Ozan Kabak, obviously Liverpool tried to, well, at the time of recording this, it's on the Monday, and maybe we've signed him, maybe we've not, I don't know. But again, another young defender, maybe isn't the solution now, but another option maybe for the longer term. Chris Smalling is an option for now. 31 years old though. That's something we have to bear in mind. Hasn't played in England for a while. So yeah, not too sure. 79 rated. Malang Sarr, who actually plays for Chelsea, I think, but is loaned out somewhere else. We could try and pick up, but again, another young defender. Joseph Aidu kind of fits somewhere in the middle, I think. Like, he's got a little bit of experience in La Liga, but still a bit young, got some time to kind of progress. So he's the one I'm probably looking at. I think Adu, Cody and Bailly are the ones that I'm kind of looking at, that are probably the most likely to come in. And maybe if we can get one of those in early, we might try and buy one of these other defenders, maybe one of the younger ones. But we're going to leave it again. We've got an FA Cup game to start off this episode against Reading, I believe. Yes, against Reading. We're going to make a number of changes for that game. Obviously, we like to rotate the squad. But let's see how it goes, see if we can make it through. It would be nice to get a bit of a good cup run going this year. Alright, so this is the team we are going to be playing. Josh King up front, Curtis Jones in behind. We're going to be starting Carey out on the left, a young player who we haven't necessarily seen the best of, so hopefully giving him a bit more game time will help that. Bertrand Traore, I thought, on the right, pretty much on the bench. We've got none of the usual suspects, the Jack Grealish, the Ollie Watkins. Going to give him a rest. Kumetio, again, a young defender who we bought in, who maybe hasn't had that much game time, so we're going to give him some game time, see maybe if he's the solution we need. It's centre-back. But let's see how this game goes. We should get a win here. We're at home as well. The fans will be expecting a lot. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so time to get going. Got some players on show today who I'm sure will be trying to make a name for themselves, trying to give me a bit of a headache as to whether they should start, particularly the centre-backs. Engels and Kumetio have a chance here to maybe reconsider whether we need a new back or new centre-back partnership, or whether maybe actually they could be the centre-backs we're looking for. Well, what an anticlimactic first half. Like, we've kind of held them out, but literally haven't mustered any shots on target. Unless we do something miraculous here. Come on, Josh King. No! You fired it straight at the goalkeeper. I literally said, I think I'm pretty certain that is our first attempt on goal. Oh, we could have gone into half-time leading. Josh King. I went to the near post. I went for a bit of power at the near post. It just didn't work. Oh, Josh King. That would have been the perfect time to score. Oh, man. We haven't got Ollie Watkins, and it looks like the finishing's deserted the team. But we've got to be better here in the second half, because apart from that chance right there, we made nothing. And that was pretty easy to make that chance. So I don't know why we've struggled so far, but hopefully we can see off this Reading team. Alright, so we're finally starting to build a little bit of pressure. I want to see more from Curtis Jones. Finish! Bjorn Engels couldn't work it onto his left foot. It's a good opportunity there with the keeper out of the game to maybe sneak in to an open net. But we've finally, in the second half, been able to, you know, force a little bit of pressure. This is literally the curse. Just as I was saying, we're starting to force some pressure. What a save. Kalinic. Come on, big save. I literally cursed it just then, saying we had started to create some bit of pressure as they went up the other end. Broken, nearly scored. But we can't sustain a bit of attack. We just haven't sustained anything. All right, let's see if Kerry's got a bit of pace around him this time. Oh, Josh King battling well there. Reading defenders haven't stayed with him. Can he finish? This time he doesn't make any mistake with a finesse around the Reading goalkeeper. He got a bit lucky there. I got to say, that was pretty shocking defending by Reading. They let Josh King pinch the ball back from them way too easily, but it is 1-0. That's exactly what we needed. This has been an absolutely mediocre performance, but we're winning, and that's the main thing. We've got 20 minutes or so now to see out. Let's see if we can do it. Come on, big win, 1-0. Absolutely terrible performance. But fans don't care. I don't care. We win. We knock Reading out of the cup. Get out, Reading. We're through to the 4th round. Josh King had a stinker. Just absolutely nothing for him to feed on. As you can see there, literally no highlights of the whole game. But let's hope for the next game when we have everyone back, things go a little better. So would you look at that? We got a couple of transfer offers to consider here. The first one here for Douglas Luiz. He's 22 years old. And Porto want to come in for him. Offering, how much are they offering? Offering 16 million. His value could be a little higher. Do I want to sell him? The problem I have with selling Douglas Luiz is that I don't really have another good solid like defensive midfielder. Maybe we take the risk and we sell him, but I'm going to make that decision in a second. But we got El Ghazi here first up, who's kind of been on the fringes a little bit, and Valencia have come in with 6.7 mil. I'm going to negotiate with them, see if we can push them up a little bit, because I do think he's worth a little bit more than that. But I wouldn't be happy to sell El Ghazi. There we go, 7.3. Maybe you could have offered higher. But what do we do with this Douglas Luiz one? I'm going to negotiate. I want to see if we can try and get closer to 20 million for him, because that should hopefully give us enough to maybe bring on someone else. Can we do a player swap? Do they have any centre backs? Marcano, Pepe. What do they have? They have. Okay, no wingers. Jesus, Corona. They have any other midfielders we could maybe do a straight swap for? No one that I really know. Alright, so let's see if we can get around 20 million for Douglas Luiz. I think that's about fair. I think that's what he's worth. Let's see what Porto come back and say. 16.2. Nah, he ain't going for 16.2. He ain't going for 16.2. He's going for 20 and no less. He's going for no less than 20. We don't need to. He's 22 years old. We don't need to get rid of him. That's our final, I'm afraid. Well, I'm sorry, mate. Then there's no point. There is no point, Porto. You can go away. There they arrive. There, the big man. We see this cutscene all the time now, because this man is the main man in the Premier League. Ollie Watkins showing up the rest of the Premier League. Harry Kane, who? Sergio Aguero, who? We got the big man himself. And let's go, Leeds United. No. Is that Patrick Bamford? No, it's Rafinha, it looks like. Rodrigo and Rafinha did really well there. This Leeds team have been absolutely all over us at the beginning of this first half. Look at that nice little back heel. The defence have been okay at keeping them out so far, but we haven't got anywhere near their penalty box other than that chance from Matty Cash. Well, that header from Ollie Watkins from the cross from Matty Cash. But we're going to have to step it up here now. Wow. Wow. Okay, this Leeds team at home are a completely different beast. I don't know why Brandon Williams keeps tucking in so much. That was a mad finish from Rafinha. That was a great finish. And, yeah, I said before, the first goal, we've got nowhere near their goal, and that remains the case. Ollie Watkins has been absolutely nowhere near their goal. We haven't been anywhere. Oh, and Ollie Watkins doing things like that. How's that going to help the cause, mate? Well, something's got to change here in the second half, because that was an abysmal performance. Probably one of the worst first half performances. As you can see there, one shot, none on target. Absolute domination. I think Brandon Williams has to come off. He's just been absolutely overawed there on the left-hand side. But we just need to get a foothold in the game. Just haven't got into the game at all. Jack Grealish. Come on, Jack. He just evaded the tackle. He absolutely just evaded it. But we got an early goal with the Tim Cahill celebration. Like, Ross Barkley just got forced a little bit out wide. Just got past the sliding tackle there of the defender. 6 Premier League goals for Jack Grealish. He's brought us back into the game fairly early on into the second half. So hopefully we can keep the pressure on and maybe get an equaliser next. So making our final 2 substitutions to see if they can maybe make a difference. Brought on Ross Barkley. No, sorry, Ross Barkley. What am I saying? Brought on Josh King and Bertrand Traore. See whether they can make a difference. Bertrand Traore looking like he's making a difference. No, he overran it. Oh, he overran it. They were right there. They were right there. Bertrand. Well, you've already seen there, within 5 seconds of him coming on, the impact he can make. Yes! Come on! Who is that? Is that the big man, Ollie Watkins? Come on! A Jack Grealish corner. And I think it is Ollie Watkins. It could only be Ollie Watkins. Who gets the goal? It was a nice corner from Jack Grealish. Keeper maybe should have come out and get it, but look at that. Buried the header. Buried it. Ollie Watkins. Big goal. 8 minutes left now to try and nick a win out of this game. It would be an absolute miracle if we nick a game out. If we nick a win out of this game. Jack Grealish making a nice overlapping run there. Josh King. Josh King. Come on, that voice break. But we went for the high press. Look at that. Come on, you lads. What a comeback in the second half. Players going wild. Emi Martinez going wild. Absolutely outplayed in the first half. Aston Villa fans going crazy. Leeds fans just in despair. Look at this. Look at this run from Josh King. Defenders weren't getting near him. And then he finishes it at the near post. Come on. What a big goal. 90th minute from Josh King. Have we broken the hearts of the Leeds faithful? Yes, come on. What a big result. The absolute turnaround in the second half, spearheaded by Jack Grealish's goal. Got to give the post-match interview after that. What a fantastic second half comeback. We won't talk about the first half, but the second half was absolutely fantastic.
Just a few questions.
Nah, I know these lads keep going. They did really, really well to turn it around in the second half. Okay, so before we jump into that final game, I think it is now time to make the move in terms of our centre-back partnerships. And the first player I'm going to go for, even though we haven't got the scout report complete, I'm going to go for the man Kurt Zouma. I think he could be huge. His value is 25 million. Do I reconsider that? That's quite expensive. What's Connor Cody's? His is 19. Eric Bailly's is 20. Chris Smalling's is 11. Adu is 6. You know what? I changed my mind based on that. We're gonna go for Adu. Wait, hold on. What's his release clause? He's got a release clause of 12 million. You know what? Let's approach. Let's see if we can get him for less than his release clause. Worst comes to worst, we go for that. And let's go for 7 million. I think that's a fair amount we can offer. Let's see what Celta come back and say. They want 1.35 mil plus Tyrone Mings. What do they want Tyrone Mings for? No. Counter that. Remove exchange player. Propose new transfer fee. Let's offer them 10. Let's see if they take 10 instead. Come on, you can take 10 million. I don't want to give Tyrone Mings away. All right, there we go. We have a deal. We got him for 2.6 million less than his release clause. So I'd take that as a bit of a victory. But let's see if we can get his contract sorted out. So there we go. We have him. He's packed his bags, and Joseph Adu from Ghana is making his way to the Premier League. Do we need to buy anybody else? I'm thinking whether we maybe dip into the market for I don't know, maybe a Phil Foden or someone like that. It's going to be tough to take off. Eberechi Eze is another player I've definitely got my eye on, but I think we'll leave it at that for the moment. As I said, we needed to bring in a centre back. Maybe we'll bring in another younger centre back depending on how things go, but we don't worry about that just now. Let's go into this final game of this episode against West Ham. Hopefully we can make it 3 wins, and that'll be a great episode if we can, but let's see how it goes. We see the bubbles flying, and the bubbles will be flying for Joseph Adu, which I don't know whether you can make him out there. He is making his debut, coming straight into the team for Conte. Damn, there's still so many bubbles around, but hopefully Adu can have a solid debut. A clean sheet would be huge on his debut, but he is playing alongside Tyrone Mings, so you never know. Ollie. Oh, he doesn't miss. This man doesn't miss. Bro, he's going to be on 20 Premier League goals sooner or later. He doesn't miss. He's so good. Look at this. It's a nice little ball. Squared up the defender. Cut inside onto his right foot. Just finesse that past. I think it's Fabianski in goal. 19. There you go. He's 1 goal away from making it 20 Premier League goals. Bro, this guy's cracked in this game. He's cracked. Half-time whistle, 1-0 up. We've been under the cosh a little bit since we went ahead. But Tyrone Mings has upped his game a little bit, I have to say. He's upped his game a little bit. Maybe the introduction of the new centre-back is what he needed to up his game. But Idu's had a fairly solid first half as well. But we just need to... I feel like when we keep the ball and we sustain some attacks... that's when we score, and that's when Ollie Watkins gets the chances. When we don't have the ball and we keep giving it away, we just invite pressure from the opposition, and that's when things start going a bit south. Antonio's coming off. Bowen is coming on. These guys are pumping up the pressure here in the second half. I don't really know what changes to make to help us just push up further up the pitch or whatever, but Tyrone Mings there with another header. He's been doing that all game, particularly with what they had, Yarmolenko, Souček, Antonio before he went off. They had lots of big men in, so we need Tyrone Mings to be doing things like that, and we need Jack Grealish to keep the ball in these type of situations. Jack Grealish, no, there he goes, it falls. You know who it's fallen to. You guys all know who it's fallen to. It's fallen to that main man, Ollie Watkins. It was a nice little bit of play from Jack Grealish. He got the ball back. He should have scored. Jack Grealish should have scored. The Aston Villa fans have a big section of the same. Look at that nice little cut back. He should have finished that. But it's always going to fall to the man in form. That's 20 Premier League goals now for him. 1 at the beginning of the game, 1 at the end of the game. Second goal for him was definitely a lot easier than the first one. But 2-0 away to West Ham, yeah? Jeez, maybe we're turning it around. We had a bit of a slump. But the last couple of games, you know, yes, defensively maybe we haven't looked as strong. But attacking-wise, there's not much more you can really ask for. We've got a corner in the final minutes. I'm sure Ollie Watkins will try and see if he can get his head on this to maybe get himself a hat-trick. But West Ham just managed to clear it. And that should be it now. There shouldn't be too much time left. Referee, blow the whistle. Referee, there it is. 2-0 away win against West Ham. I don't think they're doing so well in this career mode save like they are doing in real life. But nevertheless, 2 goals from Ollie Watkins. Fantastic away win. That's 2 away wins in this episode. Can't ask for more. So I'll leave you with the Premier League table. We're in 4th position. We're in a little bit of no man's land at the moment. We're 5 points away from City up ahead, but we're 6 points ahead of Everton, who've found themselves in 5th position. They've done pretty well. Leicester City are our game next up. First game of next episode, but things are a bit weird. We're in a bit of a strange place right now. Honestly, we're in a good place. It's a strange place, but a good place. But hopefully, a good run of good performances. Maybe we can look further up the table. But honestly, with this first season, we're 23 games in. We've got about 15 games left, 5 episodes, or 5 or 6 episodes with the FA Cup built in. Where we could possibly get into the Champions League in our first season with this defence. I think that would be an absolutely monumental achievement. But that's it for this episode, guys. We will be having, I think, transfer deadline day in the next episode. I might be wrong. Yes, well, we'll finish off with deadline day. So maybe we'll pick up another player. But let me know if there's any players in particular you think could be useful additions to the team. We can definitely look at them and maybe see we can put in a last minute bid for them. I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a manic transfer deadline day. But thank you all for watching. Make sure to sub if you're not already, and I'll catch you on the next one.